Hello, my name's Ree. I hope you don't mind. I'm in the garden of my mum's house. I've got surfer's eyes, so I'm going to put my sunglasses on. I hope you don't mind. I have to protect my eyes. This is my mum's dog here with me. I'm actually dog sitting today. So they've just been out for a little walk and I'll take them out a bit later when it's cooler. This is Sammy. So in this series of videos, I'm collaborating with Kim from Finding My Style and Julie from What Julie Wants, and I'll put the links down in the description. So we thought it'd be really nice to get together and do a collaboration, and if you like it, we'll be doing it on a regular basis, once a month we thought, on different things or different ways to make our life a little bit better. It's just fun, light-hearted, tongue-in-cheek. How do I explain what this little series is about and our intentions behind it? I guess we were talking, Kim and myself at first, about how you have days where you just don't quite feel yourself or you feel a little bit down. Um, we all have days like that, don't we? It's sort of a bit of an up and down in life. And we just thought we wanted to get together, and now Julie's joined us as well, to do some videos that would sort of lighten the mood, make us feel a bit better, and hopefully make you feel a little bit better too. It's meant to be just sort of fun, light-hearted, talking about things that maybe cheer us up, talking about things that we don't want in our lives, just sort of taking a little bit of time to think about fun things and nice things. So I hope that makes sense. Kim and I did one about a month ago on guilty pleasure, and if you haven't seen those videos, it's worth going to have a look. And Julie got in touch. We were really excited about that, and asked if she could join us, and we jumped at the chance. And today's video is going to be about room 101, what you would put in room 101. Do you remember that television series? Show my age really. It was a series from several years ago where Room 101 was an imaginary place where you would put things that you didn't want in your life anymore. It's just a bit of fun. So, you can't put things in like war or disease. Well, you could if you wanted to, but it's more mundane, everyday things. So all of us, all three of us, and we've called ourselves three of a kind because we're similar in our outlooks, but also I like the bit of the play on kind, that it's important that we're kind to each other. And yeah, I mean, that's such an important thing, isn't it? Anyway, the three of us, Julie, myself, and Kim, are doing their own video, and we're each choosing 5 things that would go into room 101. So I'll give you my 5 things, and when I'm finished, go over and have a look at Kim's and Julie's in either order. And I hope you enjoy it. Please write some comments below, either as you go along or at the end. So my first one, made a list. Okay, so the first thing that I would put in room 101 is those people who do not clean up their dog's mess, and it's very relevant today. Let's put Sammy. Sammy will say hello. Mum's got a little lane beside her house that we walk down, and we can walk all the way around the block. There's a bit of a stream further on and some fields. It's really beautiful. And so often when I'm taking the dogs for a walk, we come across dog mess right in the middle of the path. It's just so horrible and there's no need for it. I mean, Mum on her dog leads has got a little packet. If you hold on a minute, I'll show you. So Mum's got this little thing that's attached to the dog's lead, and in it, it's a sort of poo bag holder. So she's always got that on the dog's lead. And they're so cheap, these, and there's so many sort of dog bins where you can put them, or just sort of bring them home and put them in your own bin. I don't think there's any excuse for it. And there's nothing worse than seeing like a great big dollop in the middle of the path. Like older people could slip on it, children could get it, they could get it on their feet or on their shoes. And it's just like, I just don't think there's any need for it. No, we're all human. There might be a time that you think, oh, I'm going to put the dog bags, the poo bags in my coat pocket. And then you're halfway there and you think, oh no, I used the last one last time. But then you can improvise, can't you? Like, us women, we've generally got a tissue or something in our pocket. You could use a great big a dock leaf. There's generally something. Or you could grab a piece of grass, maybe not, I don't know, but you could do something. At the worst, you could sort of kick it to one side or get a stick and push it to one side, so at least it's under the undergrowth. It's not ideal, but so those people that do that would definitely go in my room 101. Okay, number 2. Oh, it's a food one, and it's tomatoes. I'm really sorry, all you people who love tomatoes. And I'm just weird about tomatoes as well. So, tomatoes are one of those foods that I've never been able to eat in its raw form or a big fat cooked one. Weirdly, if it's chopped up, if it's tomato salsa or any stews or minces, anything like that, I'll eat it really happily. I'll enjoy the flavour. So I think it's something about the texture, or it's something that's carried on from childhood. I don't know. But it is one of those foods that I really dislike. Now, my partner said, oh, try those little cherry tomatoes. He's always saying, you'll really like them. They're different. And I should, but it's something about the juices and the pips. Oh, I just don't like it. Now, if I was in Celebrity Get Me Out of Here and they said to me, right, you've got to eat those kangaroos' parts or a big fat raw tomato. Let me think. I'd probably go for the tomato. I don't hate it that much. But it's just one of those foods that I know the smell, the texture, the little pips. There's something about it. No. No. It's going in room 101. Okay. Number 3 for me. And I'm sure you'll all have experience of this. It's trying to get a doctor's appointment and having to phone them at 8 o'clock or 8:30 in the morning and then asking you, is it an emergency? Well, I'm not dying, but I do need to see the doctor, otherwise I wouldn't have phoned. Okay, well, we don't have any appointments for another 5 or 6 years. Not quite like that. But it's generally like, oh, you can see the doctor. We've got a scheduled appointment 6 weeks from now. Oh, what? Well, I'll be better by then. Well, is it an emergency then? Well, not an emergency, but kind of. I'd need to see them in the next couple of days. You know what I mean, don't you? It's just crazy. And I know the NHS and the doctors are totally and utterly under pressure. There's not enough funding. I don't blame the doctors or the receptionists at all. It is, a political government funding thing. I get that. But I just find it really frustrating. I mean, the temptation sometimes is to say, oh, yeah, it is an emergency. But then I feel really bad because there might be a child who has an emergency or an older person. And generally, when I need to see the doctor, it's not necessarily an emergency, but it is important. I rarely go. Can't remember the last time I went, and partly because you can't get in, puts you off, doesn't it? If you have like a weird little lump or a mole or something, and I don't have any of those, but I would think, oh, well, I'll never get in. No point in phoning. Just wait until it drops off or something, which isn't a good idea, is it? And what I tend to do is like, you're on the phone like you're 2 minutes before, getting ready to phone. Oh, right on. Or normally I do it like just sort of a minute too. I think our doctor's is half past, so at 29 minutes past, a press. Oh, if you're lucky, you just get the timing right and you go through. But however the timing is, you're always, and you are five in the clue, five in the queue. How did those other four people get through in front of me? I just don't get it. That waiting to try and get a doctor's appointment is definitely going in 101. It needs to change. Next, number 4. Okay, this is very relevant to me and probably a lot of you. It's clothes, and more frivolous than the last one. It's clothes that do not fit, that are not true to size. Every different clothing company, manufacturer, shop seems to have a totally different version of sizes. So when you're ordering something and you think you're ordering a 12 or you think you're ordering a 14 or you think you're ordering a 20, it it could be anything. And I know from experience, from doing this YouTube channel and trying on clothes from lots of different companies where they're made all over the world, that some shops I know, okay, I'm a size 12 in that shop. Others I think, oh, I better size it up. It's rare that I have to size down. But I just find it really frustrating. Even when I come across a company, say someone offers me a collaboration, I haven't heard of this company, and I look really, really carefully in the details on the sizing. I know my measurements. If I've come across a new company, I measure myself again because we all change, don't we, from week to week sometimes. So I check my measurements. I'm really careful. I get the size that says corresponds to that measurements, but do they fit? More often than not, no, they do not. And don't get me started on lengths, because I'm only 5 foot. I'm short. It's just really difficult. And at times I bought petite length and they're still way too long. Not a little bit too long, way too long. And I know the companies have to cater for all our different shapes and sizes. I get that. But it would be really nice if there was some sort of consistency within manufacturers and shops. So I am putting clothes that do not fit, are not consistent in size, into room 101. I never want to see them again. Okay, last but not least, this is a little bit frivolous as well. It's people who come to the end of the toilet roll. And so really I'm talking about family members. They come to the end of the toilet roll and they use the last piece of toilet roll, or maybe they leave that last little piece on, which is no good to anyone, and they do not change the toilet roll, even though the toilet roll, the fresh toilet roll, is just there in the cupboard above, or sometimes I have it in a little basket. It's just right there. They can easily refresh it. And in my house, toilet rolls are really simple. There's nothing complicated. It's just one of those, curved around, sort of L shape. So you literally just pull it off, pick up the fresh one, put it on. That's all you have to do. I don't get it. What is it about people? I'm talking about my sons, really. They're grown up now. But what is it? Now, I've talked to them about it. They're all really kind. They're all really well behaved. They're really organised. They're really intelligent. But for some reason, they leave it to the fairies, i.e. me, to change the toilet roll over. So that's definitely going in room 101. So I'm going to summarise, because I like a summary, ex-teacher. My number 1 for room 101 was people who don't clean up after their dog mess. Number 2, tomatoes. Only the big fresh tomato. Well, any fresh tomatoes. Oh, I don't like them. I'll keep them in stews and chopped up and salsas and tomato sauce. Don't ask, it's weird, I know. Number 3, trying to get an appointment for the doctors when it's not quite an emergency, but you really need to go. That phone in at 8:30 in the morning, it is going in room 101. 4, clothes that are not true to size, especially the length, when they vary from company to company. In that room it's going. And 5, people who do not change the toilet bowl when it was empty. Are you listening? Anybody who's in my family that does that, are you listening? It needs to go. It needs to change. In room 101 it goes. So I'm sure you have your pet hates, things that really annoy you, things that, you could do without. So let me know in the comments. It'd be really nice to see. I did actually have quite a few more ideas on my list, like slugs. Nearly got on there. I won't tell you. But there are loads of things that are really annoying. So put in the comments, please. And if you haven't already, please pop it over to Julie's channel and Kim's channel and have a look and see what their sort of pet hates are, what they're going to put in room 101. I don't know yet. I'm going to have a look myself. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It costs you nothing, but it really makes a big difference to me developing a small YouTube channel. And I hope to see you again in another video. Take care. Bye.